What's going on, guys? This is Burrs, and today we're going to talk about the TLR-7 from Streamlight. So what do I like and what do I not like? I like a lot about it from this part forward. It's the action and the function of you engaging the light that I'm not a huge fan of. And the reason that is because you have to take your thumb off of your modern firing grip to get down to it. And you can see right there, I have to come down pretty far to gauge the light, which I'm not a huge fan of. Usually I'm using the X300, well not usually, but always I'm using my Surefire X300 Ultra, which is kind of like the standard. It's a little bit bigger, but you know, when you go to the range and you're training, you can get used to that, 2 inches of extra draw when you're drawing your gun from concealed carry to, present it out. You can get used to that. It's not a huge deal. Some people might say, oh, you can't sit down. If you're appendix carrying, you can't sit down. You can't do this. If you get a good holster, like the Biedemon Gotham holster like I have, or maybe something like Raven's Vanguard 3, stuff like that, you're not going to have that problem. But we don't want to get off track. We'll stick to the light. So here are the two lights I'm talking about. Surefire X300 Ultra, TLR-7 by Streamlight. Yeah, it's a little bit larger. You can get used to that though. You go training, you go to gun courses, sitting down, all that stuff in appendix carry or not. 3 o'clock positioning with your concealed carry. You can get used to the length that's on here. It's not a huge deal in my opinion. You see me at the range training, doing draw strokes and all that stuff, and it doesn't affect me at all. I would move to this though, and you have to have a give and take when it comes to concealed carry. This is not as bright, and this doesn't have as hot a center as the Surefire X300 Ultra, and that's what drew me to this. It has such a great hot center to its light that when you have it on a subject, it's very intense in the middle. I would give that up though for the space consideration of the TLR-7, and you have to go through that when you are thinking about concealed carrying. The pros, the cons. It's almost like when people talk about, when they go out on missions and stuff like that, it's mission dependent. Like, how's your plate set up? What do you set up your plate carrier? How do you set it up? It's mission dependent, a lot of people say, and I totally understand that. You can't have one plate carrier set up for everything. You have to take into consideration what you're looking to do, take away a few things that you might want to fit the mission. I would do that if this light had a better operation. I'd move away from this light. So let's talk specifically what I'm talking about. So on the side here, you can see the way this engages. I don't have to take my thumb very far down to engage the light. You can see it's still riding the frame pretty much at the lower part of the frame. When it comes to the TLR-7, I always want to say TRL because I'm a kid of the 80s and 90s. When you see me ride the frame here, what I have to do is come down way further to, I have probably half an inch farther off the frame down to engage this light. Now, is that a bad thing? Because all you're looking to do is have your thumb there to keep control of the gun. You're not really pushing in, so to speak. You just have a nice firm grip. When I come down, sometimes I am going to push in. You can see right there, it's just the function is just not there with this light. Everything forward of the controls is the best, in my opinion, but not the controls themselves. So I'm not really going to talk too much in this video. I'm actually done talking in regards to what I think of this light. I'm going to send it back to Amazon. It isn't one I was looking for as far as the controls. I did see some other reviews and people were like, hey, you can get around it, you can get by it, it's not a huge deal, it's not a deal breaker. For me, it is a deal breaker. I just don't like the way that those controls feel. Now, if they were to move to controls that were more like the Surefire, I would definitely be all over this gun like a donkey over peanut butter, but they don't have that. Now, could they move to like the TLR-1 controls? Possibly, but I think those are a little too loosey-goosey. So I think they got to rethink this. Maybe something like the APL. I do like the way that is set up. You can see there's a little bit of space even right here where the controls are. They can move that back a little bit, maybe make the controls up higher, and not with these weird funky ledges, and maybe with some stippling or some traction, or even with an angle cut on the control, kind of like the Surefire has. But this straightforward, thing, just it doesn't work. And it's almost reminded me that, when people are designing things, when companies are designing things, how are they designing it? And I almost think they went with the teacup grip on this, because when I have a teacup grip, I can engage this way easier than if I have it up here. It's almost set up for teacup gripping, which is super old school. The modern way of holding a firearm is having your thumb in control at the front of the slide, right? So I almost think they designed it for like a teacup grip. Hopefully they can kind of redesign it, just the controls, and I think it would be the best light on the market. As far as does the light work? Yeah, it does work. It's 500 lumens. It's great. I think you're not losing too terribly much from the X300 Ultra, but the controls make it crash and burn. So if you guys out there have a TLR-7, or if you're looking to get one, leave your comments down below. How do you like it? I know a lot of people out there have gotten one and they're on the fence. They're not sure about the controls. Some people don't like the controls, but I've never heard anyone say they love the controls. So I think it's definitely something that Streamlight can work on. So hopefully this is helpful for you. If you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. And until next time, later.